Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Modern Minecraft 1.12 plan here on the One Man, One mod pack, focusing on immersive engineering. How's everyone doing? I hope you're doing well. Today we got something exciting. We're going to get to that excavator. I'm pretty excited about it. Big old machine. We need to get started. So let's go. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are up in our immersive engineering, I guess engineering section. And the reason we're up here is because we've got to go down this thing and do a little show and tell before we get to the very bottom level and actually build this excavator. So I've gone mining. Just a point of note, I've set this up as a land world on my local network so that if I do happen to leave the area, at least the spawn chunks are loaded and we get all the lovely iron that I've been mining elsewhere. But we're going to be taking care of that today. So hopefully no more mining after this. But a little point of note, show and tell here, I've added 2 more cloches. I think I showed you these 2. And we've got 3 cloches for these industrial hemp seeds and 3 cloches for potatoes. I might need to add another cloche for potatoes because, well, I think that's our bottleneck. So we're going to go down a little bit more and come down to here. You can see I've moved kind of a tree farm over this way, but it's not really a tree farm. It's just some dirt in the ground because I needed some more wood. Over here, I've got this thing still unloading stone. And then over here, we've done a little bit of work. I can't remember if I showed you these tanks. We've got some tanks here holding a little bit extra. We've got 128 buckets there, and then here 328. So you see we've got a lot better plant oil production than ethanol. So that's something to keep in mind for the future. And then over here, something I told you I would do off camera is I've added these redstone probe connectors to each of the fermenter and the squeezer. And whenever this thing doesn't have any items in it, we're getting a signal while we've got items in it. It acts like a comparator. And then while we've got the signal going here, we invert it. And so when we don't have items, we get this thing on, and then that lets potatoes come out of the silo here. Same thing with the hemp seeds right there. And we've got, it's decreasing in potatoes for what we're creating. So we'll have to get production up a little bit. I think we're just right on the industrial hemp seeds. Maybe we'll just keep an eye on those numbers there. But we are decreasing on the potatoes. Anyway, so the reason we've got all that is because we're going to be making the excavator today. Okay, over here, kind of the same thing. We got the refinery, and then I've got a little tank down below. Let's see if we can get down here. Okay. Yep. So we've got a tank. It is completely full of biodiesel, and then we've got the generator here. It is completely full on these HV capacitors, and I've got the generator on, but we're going to be pulling the IF out of those capacitors, sending it into the excavator that we're going to put on this chunk, even though I really want copper. So we've got copper on this vein right here. If we bring up the chunk boundaries, it's going to take a little bit of digging to get the excavator into this section. I don't want to bother with digging right now, so we're going to put it in this chunk. So I think so yeah, that's really what we need to do. A little more show and tell. Let's get rid of F3 and G. We'll bring it back in a little bit. And we've got some, I added 3 more sets of water wheels here to help drive our squeezer and fermenter and refinery up there. We were draining the power a little bit too much. We may have to add a little bit more. We'll see. It's one of those things you kind of got to watch your whole factory and see what you need to produce. And so we'll see as we start using this thing once the excavator gets going. Now, right here we've got a lapis vein And that is going to produce a decent amount of stuff for us. So let's grab all the parts that we're going to need for our project today. These are the items that are going into the excavator. These are the extra little items that we're going to need for hooking it all up to our system. Let's look here in the engineer's manual. All right. So we'll go to heavy machinery. This is part of the excavator. It's a two-part machine. We'll go over a little bit. You've got to build both the excavator part, the engine, I guess, and then the bucket wheel. So let's pause. Okay. Let's go all the way up. Yep. There we go. And this is showing it all together right like that. Okay. And you can see it's pretty material intensive, but we've got everything in our inventory, so we should be good to go here. And I do believe if we go back, we can see one of the pinnacles of modern engineering is able to dig up minerals from veins inaccessible by normal mining. Complex structure requires 4,096 IF tick. Okay, two pieces, engine and bucket wheel. And I do believe the bucket wheel has to be on the chunk, I believe. Or do we have to put it in fully inside the chunk? I don't know. I don't know how that works. But let's take a look at this thing again. Two pieces. Okay, let's go back to minerals here, and we can see nothing new to you. What you so far left out of consideration though are mineral veins. Okay, and we've already built this thing. I showed you that. The drill consumes 40 flux per tick, takes 200 ticks. Okay, then let's take a look at all the different mineral deposits that we can get. So there's a bauxite vein, coal, keep going, galena, gold, iron, lapis. So lapis can give us lapis lazuli and iron ore and sulfur. Okay, well that's useful. So we'll tap this one out, and then maybe we'll go over to the copper vein. Let's see if that shows up here. Silver, that would be cool. Uranium vein would be good. I think I've got a uranium vein over in our what is that? Ocean monument? Yeah, there's the copper vein. So mostly copper, some gold, and some nickel. Okay, but we are going to get started by building right here in the in this chunk. So let's move this guy over here, and let's see what we need to do. Let's go back to the excavator over here. Yeah, and okay. So it's going to be what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 high. Okay. And we want to make sure that we can fit in this chunk. So we got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So maybe just maybe, let's dig out a little bit. Okay. So we'll do this. Yeah. And we'll go down just a little bit more. Okay. Like so. And I'm trying to be careful here because we've got the haste 2 beacon hanging about. And that might be causing a little bit of issues there. Let's do this. And yeah, let's see. That should be good. Ooh, iron. I'll take it. Yep. Even though we're about to be mining up iron, I will take what I can get here. We'll leave the coal. Let's put a torch down. Okay. Now, right here in the center, we're going to need a block of steel. And maybe we'll start right like that. And let's just take a look again. Go like this. And that scaffolding right in the middle. And we go up like so. How's that work? Let's go back. No. 1, 2, 2, 2. Okay, I see how it goes. Okay, so let's grab. We're not going to need the fortune pick. Maybe we'll get the steel scaffolding here and out like this. And I've got the memory of goldfish sometimes. Let's do this. Okay, good. Steel blocks right here. And then we cover the whole thing with steel scaffolding, like so. And then up a little bit more. Yeah, so do 4 steel scaffolding, and then that, and then a block, scaffolding, block, and block. And then we just kind of repeat that same pattern like that, and then like that. And I've lost it again. Okay, and then just a steel block right there. And we should be able to hit this thing with a hammer, right? Because that's what you do. There we go. So we've got the bucket wheel. Excellent. And now we need to build the rest of that machine. And I think we're good. We can get rid of those quite distracting chunk border boundaries there. Let's do this. Go back to our machine. Pause. And let's go over just to see where. Got it. Okay. So the machine needs to wrap around the center. Let's go back to this one so we can see a little bit better how it's got to go. And where does this end up going? Right there. So we leave one steel scaffolding from the bucket excavator or bucket wheel right there, and then this thing comes around like so. So that's going to be, that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right there, right? Is that how that goes? Okay. Yeah, and then we've got what, the sheet metal? Is that what that is? Yeah, sheet metal. Okay. And maybe let's go back to here. Sheet metal, engineering. How many engineering blocks do we have? Light engineering. It's hard to see sometimes. You know what? We can turn this thing around. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. I think we can work with that. And then like that. And then sheet metal. Yeah, sheet metal all the way up and around. And we got one there. Light engineering block. Okay. Okay, I think we can do this. Let's try and not have to go back to our book here. And I don't think it's gonna happen. Told ya. Memory of a goldfish. Like that. And yeah, that's right. And then we'll get heavy engineering block like that. And then light engineering blocks right there and there. And let's turn this back or get this back down. You know what? We don't need the diamond axe. And we maybe don't need the bow. That's famous last words. Yep. And sheet metal all around like that. Okay. We got a heavy engineering block right in the middle. And I don't have that on the bar. Right there. And then what are these? Radiator blocks. So yeah, we need that right there and there. And did I get that right? No. Let's put heavy engineering block right there. Okay. And then over here on this side. Okay, sheet metal right there. Light engineering blocks over here. And then our radiator right there. And then the sheet metal. Bring that back. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. And where do we click this thing? Aha. Ooh. Oh, hey. Hey, an advancement. Awesome. Diggy, diggy hole. Yes, we got the full thing here. And you know what? I should have brought I should have brought one of those levers down, but let's just make one real quick. I've got one right like this. Okay. And we'll get the engineer's hammer. We'll get rid of the torch. Okay, it's inverted. So there we go. All right. Now let's grab some stone and come up. Oh. Where does the power go? How do you hook that up? That's what inquiring minds want to know. Let's see what this thing has to say. Engine shown. Energy input for the engine is on its side. Back control panel. Energy input is on the side. There? Or... I don't know where. I'm betting it's over here. See if it gives any... Yeah, I bet it's on that side. Oh, that's no good. We don't have any... We've got relays. Okay, we've got HV wire connectors. Okay. Maybe we need some more capacitors? You know what? Let's see if we can get this thing working. We'll put... that should be empty. Yeah. Okay. Let's get a wire connector like that. And then... this is going to be rather dangerous because HV wires are not... What's the word? They're not insulated. There's no insulation at all with them. Let's do this. We've got wire relay there. Just got the 3? I thought I had more than that. No, I've hooked one up. Okay. Yeah, so this is the part I'm kind of worried about here. I don't want to... I don't want to have a problem. So let's do like this and like... So we should be able to string from over there to right here. Okay. We'll put a wire relay right there. And then... Okay. And then let's grab these wires. That's not going to work. Like that. Yeah, okay. Now let's put a relay like this. So this is the first time I've ever messed with this device. Okay, is that going? No, of course it's not going. Because I know why. I have not turned the machine on because we did put that on. And we should see it. Okay, it is digging up items. You can see the ore coming in right there. And then we should see it coming in. Awesome. So we finally got the bucket wheel or the whole excavator going. Okay. It's not quite the configuration that I want. I want to get this HV capacitor in the middle of this, but I have to go get my wire cutters. And yeah. So yeah, there we go. That's pretty cool. And let's see. All right, so we got plenty of lapis ore coming in, and we've got iron ore coming in. Let's go see what the lapis ore gives us by chucking it into our grinder upstairs. We may have to do a little bit more work, and I'll do this off camera. Don't you worry about it. I'm not going to do it on camera, but we probably need to get a grinder down near to the excavator, and we'll see where to go from there. All right, so let's chuck the lapis in there and see what comes out of it. Of course, it's going to be lapis, but we'll see what else might cleaned up. Okay, so we get some sulfur dust out of that. Okay. And we get 9 lapis. Okay, that's fine. That's fine by me. I can deal with that. Yeah. Okay. So we could just have a grinder dedicated to ores down there. Probably have to do a little bit more in terms of our power generation, but we're not doing too shabby on that score. Let's drop down. No. Let's see. How are we doing on time? Okay, we got a little bit of time. Let's take a look at the HV capacitor and what that's going to require. So steel, aluminum, block of lead. Okay, I think we've got all of that. We got a couple blocks of lead. I want to make 2 of those, and then we've got aluminum there, and no, there. Okay, let's do that. Okay, and then we'll grab treated wood planks, some of that, and steel. Need another block of steel there. Probably time to get going on steel production again. But yeah, I want 2 of those. And then if we do capacitor, we want the connector. HV wire connector. Okay, aluminum ingots and terracotta. Okay, we got some terracotta over here. And let's do that. We just need 1 batch and we should be good to go. Wire coils, good. Okay, so let's go back down here and we'll get the whole setup going some more. All right. So right now we still got a fairly manual process, and I really need to do something about those wires right there. You know what? For science, okay. Let's do this. Put all that stuff in here. We can't put wooden storage crates in. Whoa, that's pretty intense. Okay, so that was for science. There you go. That's a pretty powerful shock there. I don't know that I want to repeat that. There's a silk touch, and boom, boom. Good to go. Yes, almost. Let's do this and grab our wire cutters. Okay. All right. So we're not, shouldn't be in danger anymore. And is this thing still producing? No, it's not, because it has no more power. So we'll get rid of that, and let's get these capacitors going, like so. Okay. And do we have some sort of junk block like this? We're going to move that over 1. Okay, got that. Got that. Awesome. And let's see if we can send these up a little bit higher. We may not be able to. How about right there? No, you know what we could do is all of that. I'm sorry, I didn't have much of a plan for this, so you're kind of seeing how this goes on the fly. Get our hammer. Okay. We need opposite side, output. Okay. Input. Okay. So there we go. We'll put one of these relays right here, and then we'll grab our wire coil like that, and like that. Okay. And then let's see, where else can I put one of these relays? Where could it go? We could maybe put it up on that. Maybe on this one, like that. Okay, good. Seems good enough to me. Let's do that. And then, okay. And you know what? We will make a little stair step because I will have to do that. Let's, yeah, okay. We can still reach. Good. And there we go. Okay. So we've got plenty of power now going into this thing, and it's going to be running that diesel generator for quite some time. But yeah, there we go. Now, off camera, what am I going to do? Well, we're going to have a manual process for a little while, but I'm probably going to be getting a grinder down here, and we'll have that going automatically. You know what? Let's come around into the danger zone, and off camera, I'm just going to let this thing run. And then if we need to, or once it runs out, it's going to run for what, 72 Minecraft days, I think. Once it runs out, that is when we will go about moving the thing. So I'll probably dig down into that copper one and we'll go there. Or we may check out the coal one. Who knows? Anyway, so we've got the excavator going, and I will take care of more automation off camera. But hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, a like is always appreciated. And if you haven't done so already, think about subscribing so you are up to date with everything else going on the channel. That's going to be it for now. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.